Hey, Shalom. Call halal Yahabashim Yahushua. Bahashem Waha Racha Kodash. A double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to Yakim pushing this word in truth and sincerity. This is Mafia from the GMS Dallas camp, and wanted to go over this video here from Dabu 7. And this is going into the actual chaos at the ports. Okay, it says congested sores at the LA port, world's busiest port, partially shut down. Now, this is what's happening here in America, and this is going to continue. I'm going to go ahead and play it. Lord willing, this will be edifying, and I'll grab a couple of scriptures. Here we go.
This is Dabu 7. We have word now that there is major vessel congestion outside of the busiest U.S. gateway for trade with Asia on our west coast. These docks just getting hammered with all kinds of vessels coming up, but they will not unload them. Now, this has been happening for some time. Some are getting offloaded, but others are not. We still have ships sitting in the port of Seattle that have not been touched for over 6 months. I know because I have goods waiting, sitting on those ships. And when I call the companies, this is what they tell me. They offer refunds and all this other stuff, but it's not their fault. This is a conundrum. This is an orchestration by higher powers that be that's doing all of this. So here now, so everyone knows, we have the West Coast ports getting clogged up, and at the exact same time, the world's third busiest port coming out of Asia is now slowing down, and this is what started a chain of events last time where everything was slow coming into the country. You're talking anything and everything that you could ever order from China, all the electronics, all the backup parts, anything and everything. It's all being slowed down now. So I just want to let folks know that not only is the issue happening at the Chinese ports, but now here at our ports, there's massive congestion, and this is right on par with what we've seen up in other areas as well. So this is going to cause more delays. Know that. If you're trying to order anything, expecting something, this is where it's all going. It's not getting any better at this point. I'm going to expand on this in the next live show. Make sure to join me. Going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, only on D-Live. You'll find links below.
Hey, and this is what's going on, and this is what's going to continue to happen. Now, it's a lot, like I said, this is orchestrated. And then a lot goes into, you got to look, he said, coming out of Asia. We see what's happening with the trade market. It's basically getting set up for, it's going on with trade wars. Now, what happened when certain type of trade wars occur? You have one country that retaliate against another country. They put tariffs and different things on them. They different policies, they become changed, avoided. This happens. And then you just see how everything, like, overall, this is the elites are putting a strain on the American goods as well. Okay, and when we say the elites, talking about these damn Rothschilds and all these higher elites, family, Rockefeller, DuPonts, okay, Oppenheimers, all these different elite families that had earned that 2% of the majority of us own the goods in the world. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just 2% of their, 2% of the families earn majority of the wealth, is what I'm trying to say. Salakia. But, all in all, this has actually been spoken about through scripture. And the devil is here to bring forth destruction to the people upon the earth. And this is the way to do it. This is 2 Ezra 6, verse 22. It says, and suddenly shall the sowing places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And that's what's starting to happen. I think it was like in Indiana. It was some pictures showing of the store shelves that was getting empty. The tissue is starting to run back out again. And it's not just going to be tissue. It's going to be valuable things, water, a lot of necessities of food, things like that. You got to think these are these damn freight and these damn excuse me, these containers. they are huge. Now you do have some that's possibly around 10, and I was looking at them 10 feet or something like that. But then you have some that's 40 feet in height and width, and they're very big. And this is an abundance of food that comes on there, or abundance of supplies. So you're gonna have uh, um, no supplies and hell of a demand. And this is the strain that's going to happen here on Babylon the Great, okay? The virgin daughter of Babylon, aka America. And this is what's about to happen. These stores are going to become empty, and it's going to be more want. And they're going to say, hey, now they're saying what? You got to receive this Vanessa in your arm to do certain things. It's going to only get worse. And it's going to get to a point what? This is basically just a prelude of what's about to come when they're going to say, hey, you want to receive um, food, you want to, because we got to ration it out because we're lacking. And Esau is going to say, hey, you receive this chip and you can go ahead and we'll supply you with certain food and certain certain supplies. Okay, because this is what's about to happen. And suddenly, Shelby, suddenly, all of a sudden, you going up there, get some water, get some money, finna go get some water, get some juice, get some to drink. That's you walk in the store and it's a panic. Okay, nobody has anything, and it's gonna happen like that in the next day, in the next week. And what's gonna happen from there? Everybody's gonna be looking for what? Basically rice, and they're gonna do, and then it's gonna come forth for what? Chaos. All right. It says, verse 23. Oh, let me finish this. The full storehouses are suddenly be found empty. Okay. It says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when everyone hear, they shall be suddenly afraid. Because when you hear a trumpet, it is to alert you for some reason. It's alert you for something. You know, if it's trouble that, or, is it trouble on the way? If it's to alarm you that somebody's on coming, or it's give you some type of alert. And this is what is going on now. We're blowing the trumpet, okay? Here, me and a great millstone are blowing the trumpet. I don't know about the other Israelites. Some of them are, but a lot of them are trying to live life here in Babylon the Great. But what's about to happen is trouble on the left of you, trouble on the right of you. You know what I'm saying? Like what it says in Amos, uh, where it says, wherever you go, bear can meet you. You put your hand on the door, a serpent bite you. Okay, this is what's coming, and we're sounding an alarm and letting you know that we're measuring the time diligently. And what's about to happen is Jacob's trouble, and also Esau's coming down with great wrath because he knows that he has a short time. This is verse 24, and at the time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. Hey, now you guys, what you got? You got friends and neighbors fighting over what? Hey, you got to get this, get that Vanessa in you, and I'm not gonna get it. Oh man, you killing everybody. Next thing you know, pow pow. It just happened. A couple, they were two Jakes. What happened to them? They got murdered. They got killed by their neighbor because the neighbor accused them of giving the C0219 to their relatives, like their father and brother or somebody like that. And the neighbor blamed them for doing that, I guess, because maybe they were didn't have a Vanessa, and he went over there and killed the couple. This is what's coming. They could have been neighbors. It could have been cool. We don't know how the relationship was between the two neighbors, but all I know, they accuse them of that. And you finna see things get ramped up. I see friends in the world and people I know that they're basically starting to say, hey man, I think it's real ignorant that you're not receiving that Vanessa, so now you got, and like like it's going out through the spirit, from apostles and elders, hey, chill out. You don't have to, tell everybody and tell them, no, don't get in this and that. Let this play out. You know, he who let will let. Let them do what they do. All right. It says back in verse 24, and the earth shall stand in fear, and those that dwell therein, the springs of the fountains shall stand still, and the 3 hours they shall not run. Hey, and we finna start seeing fear run rampant. And I ain't talking about just by people getting scared because they of the not people not receiving the Vanessa or this pandemic that's going around, but it's going to come to like say famine and everything. So you're gonna famine, you know what I'm saying? You're finna start seeing a lot of rape, robbery, and murder that's finna start running rampant. Because the Lord's gonna turn back on this world, and this gonna be pure hell. But like I said, we got to keep pushing, and the men of the Lord will be covered. Matter of fact, I want to get another one here, and I'll go ahead and end off because, like I said, I wanted to go in how it's going to be pure hell up here. It's happening, and we just read it says suddenly it's going to appear. It's going to be to a point where suddenly the market's going to crash. It's going to get to a point where suddenly you're going to wake up and try to get some money out the bank, and you won't be able to, or maybe get $10 or $20 a day out. You never know. Or it might just be a complete crash. Hey, the day of Esau really coming down and giving you a true ultimatum and drawing the line and saying it's here. And it's only going to get worse. But like I said, the Lord's going to, like the men of the Lord, the men of the Lord will eat. Lord willing, I and the rest of the men here at GMS and throughout that's preaching the correct doctrine in Israel, you know what I'm saying? Lord willing, we are those men. Because we're ready for this to happen, and it is happening through the spirit of Yahweh Shemi Hawashai. This is Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, the son of Sirach 29, starting in verse 11. It says, lay up thy treasures according to the commandment of the Most High. And who is the Most High? Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God. His true name in the Lashawan Kadash is Yahweh, in the true name, okay? It says, and it shall bring thee more profit than gold. Okay? So keeping the commandments of the Most High Yahweh, all right? As mentioned in the Lashawan Kodash, okay, in that per tongue is Yahweh. He's going to bring the profit, more profit than gold. And the men of the Lord, we're going to be out here like fine gold. That's why it goes into Isaiah 4 women will cling on to 7 women will hold on to one man. Those are going to be the men of the Lord. Verse 12 is that shut up arms in thy storehouses. It shall deliver thee from all affliction. It shall fight for thee against thine enemies better than a mighty shield and strong spear. Okay, so the Lord, He's going to come out here and give us that full body of armor. All right, as it goes into Ephesians. And all we got to do is keep His word, to keep pushing, to keep believing, and having that faith. The faith is the key to unlocking the doors of a lot of things. Okay, that faith is going to bring forth that fear because you're going to see what's coming through faith. All right, and this is what's coming right here. All these supplies is going to just be chilling, and then the ones that's sitting there, if they are distributed out, it's going to get to a point where you're not going to be receiving those goods anymore because that trade war is here, and you're going to have, like I say, China and America and all these other countries. They're going to start raging and cutting off these ports and these agreements, and all of a sudden, World War III is going to suddenly hit. But like I say, before that, famine is coming, pestilence. And if you don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, consider you condemned. And Lord will be delivered through you. How about Shemi Awashai? All right. So with that, hey, Shalom.